and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilmember Mandy DeWitt.
Here.
Councilmember Kayla Callahan is absent. Councilmember Rick Province.
Here.
Councilmember Raymond Clymer.
Here.
And Mayor Tracy Sutherland is excused.
Okay. Can we have an approval of the executive session minutes for April 9th, 2025?
I'll move to approve the executive sessions dated April 9th, 2025. A second.
Discussion?
Point of, right.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any opposed?
Clean it over. No.
Motion carried then.
Point of order, just for clarification, we have a council meeting with only 2 council members and a pro tem.
Yes,
It's
this
a
is a
quorum.
quorum.
It's a forum because I don't have a vote, Rick.
Right, you don't have a vote, so
Right.
it's still a quorum, just 2 of us.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The attorney has made that clear that 3 of you make a quorum.
Yeah, well, it's just her position is, she's the pro tem chair,
No,
Okay.
she's still acting mayor and then 2 council members.
okay. Just
Not
make sure.
have a forum.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, that way everybody else knows too, just in case there is anybody in the audience. So, appreciate that. Okay, approval of executive session minutes for May 7th of 2025.
I'll move to approve the executive session minutes dated May 7th, 2025.
Second?
Since it's just for discussion, I'll second it.
Okay. Discussion. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. So in this instance, what?
I don't know, we haven't had that happen before.
Your vote.
I believe it still
Your vote.
passes.
It's my vote. I thought as much. Okay, well, I have reviewed the executive session minutes and I found them to be okay, so aye.
Okay.
Okay, and approval of the minutes for May 14th of 2025.
I move to approve the minutes dated May 14th, 2025.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Communications on the table, zoning and planning minutes from their May 20th meeting. And it looks like petitions, memorials, and complaints, we have a zoning permit for Karen Harbor at 305 Watson for doors, windows, and garage renovations.
I move to approve the zoning permit for Karen Harbor at 305 Watson for doors, windows, and garage renovations.
Second,
I'll second it.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried then. Okay, and our second one for Darrell and Jackie Richardson. They have a letter of intent requesting the town to advertise lots 413, 415, and 417 Shannon Avenue, up for bid. Can we have a motion, please, to put those lots up for bid with a minimum of $2,500 per lot?
I move to put lots 413, 415, and 417 Shannon Avenue up for bid with minimum bid of $2,500 per lot.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Or sorry,
Aye.
any discussion? Discussion, I guess? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. Officers' reports. Do we have a maintenance report?
I do not.
Okay, how about a clerk's report?
The only thing I have is June 19th is a federal holiday called Juneteenth. The town hall will be closed that day.
Okay, thanks for the heads up. And the mayor's report. Are we getting there?
Okay.
I have it memorized in order. Okay, with Mayor Sutherland coming on to be the chairman for Joint Powers at the next meeting in June, Michaela or Ray will need to be going on to the board. The meetings are held the third Wednesdays of each month at 6:30 p.m. We need to make a decision tonight. So, Ray, what are your thoughts?
I say vote for Kayla.
Last meeting, Kayla said that about you.
The privilege of not being here, so. Okay, well,
I will do it if I have to. I'll do it if it's necessarily have to do it. I can make it work.
okay, I just wasn't sure with work conflict and everything. If you feel comfortable, you can always give it a try.
That's just gonna be my thing, is if it collides with work and that, so.
Right, okay, well, you can always.
Kayla probably
try
got
it.
some more free time on that aspect than I got, so.
Possibly, but, there's always a possibility that if it doesn't work out for you, then we could ask her to step up.
Yeah, we'll do that for now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be okay with that.
Okay. And a reminder, there will not be a meeting June 11th due to the WAM conference in Cheyenne, so our next scheduled meeting will be June 25th. Okay, and attorney's report, anything there?
I do not have an attorney's report.
Okay. Police code enforcement,
Still nothing.
okay. And council member report, anything? Okay. How about, let's move on to unfinished business then. Community improvement. Other than the water tower, I don't really know of anything at this time.
No, and that's in the works.
Okay, it is. Okay, at this time, we will move on to the third and final reading of the annual budget ordinance 2025-02 and annual appropriation ordinance for the town of Midwest, Wyoming for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026.
I would like to find out if the council had a chance to look over that.
I did, yeah.
And there's really not a lot of change. As you can see down there at the bottom, those are the increases, and most of it is joint powers. So, you can either go ahead and do third and final reading, or you can just table it till the next meeting. It is up to you guys. If everything looks fine to you, then we'll move forward.
I move to accept the third and final reading of the annual budget ordinance 2025-02, an annual appropriation ordinance for the town of Midwest, Wyoming for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026 with a 3% cost of living raise for Jamie Jones and Bruce Smith.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, discussion? So, I believe Bert is suggesting we might need to look at raising our
Yeah, it's all part of that.
It's all part of
Yes,
this?
yep.
Okay. Okay, so we would be passing on what joint powers is done.
Yep.
So do we need a resolution attached to the budget?
No, the resolution will come with the next, at the next one with all of our costs and everything,
Okay.
so.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, motion carries. Okay, and we have our third and final reading of ordinance 2025-03, an ordinance granting an electrical utility franchise and general utility easement to Rocky Mountain Power, and repealing any other ordinance in conflict herewith. We have a motion, please.
I'll motion to move to accept the third and final reading of ordinance 2025-03, an ordinance granting electrical utility franchise and general utility easement to Rocky Mountain Power and repealing any other ordinance in conflict herewith.
My second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries then. New business, we have vouchers presented for pavement.
I move to accept the vouchers presented for payment.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're at public comment. Do we have any in our audience that are here for public comment?
As most of you know, the Midwest African Medical Services Incorporated put in for a non-transport emergency services license and was awarded that license a couple of weeks ago. We're looking at potentially going live around the 1st of June. Problem that we're faced with at this point is 911. As I understand it, the town of Midwest pays those costs associated with the 911 system. And that's billed based on address, not number of agencies or units that respond. I spoke with Captain Trimmel, with CPD, who oversees that system. There are two ways we can get into the 911 system. We can do it the hard way, start from scratch, and they'll bill us every time they bill you. Or we can simply get attached to your system. It doesn't change the cost for the town. We would have our own separate numbers that they would contact, or that they would call to set up our phones. I spoke with the mayor last week before he left, and he was either going to put it off until he came back, or his actual suggestion was that I come to you folks. His thought was he wanted total transparency with the council. As I understand it, it will require probably a letter somewhere along the line, but it's a phone call to get the process started. My request here is simple, to allow us to simply get included into that same response. 911 goes off, it'll go off for us just like it will for everybody else.
Can you explain just in a short little detail about how that process will be for you and EMS? Just so we understand if there's differences or similarities in how they tie in.
Currently, and I'm gonna try not to speak out of turn here, Mandy, you may be able to help me out here a little. As I understand it, the ambulance service is not currently licensed, something about a medical director. And I don't know if that's, last time I looked, it's still showing expired, from the end of '24. So as far as the ambulance service is concerned, currently they won't even, touch base. Now, I do know that the fire department is still responding on, medical calls. I know that according to EMS, that response is fairly limited as far as what they can do. Unless they get basically the same licensure that we have. And a lot of fire departments are doing that now so that they can do upper level care. We'll respond when we can, which, the way it looks now, is gonna be most of the time. But we're not there to take anything away from them. We'll be there when they can't be, we'll try to be. And I know that happens sometimes. People working, if you don't have the folks to run an ambulance or a fire truck, maybe we can respond. Fire season coming up, wildfires get away from them, and next thing you know, you're working 600-800 acres pretty easily, and it could be a day or two before they get off the line. And we'll be able to respond to that. As a non-transporting agency, it would be just like a fire unit going. We're gonna be probably 40 minutes ahead of county fire. So the hope is we can get in there, dig in, stabilize the patient until we get an ambulance out from Casper. With a little luck, their medical director will come through pretty quick, and we'll at least have some transport capability. Unless this is a pretty critical patient, once they're back up and running, we're probably not gonna have a whole lot to do with it. Now you're in trouble.
So this is
And
first
you- This is
response.
first response stuff.
So I guess, I think it's a great idea, if the community can double dip. Between EMS, if they come online with it and you, my only concern is what happens when both show up, or, is one gonna, trump the other one, per se?
Okay.
Or is that been discussed at all? Or is
It's
that
gonna,
an
it's
issue?
gonna depend on, it's not usually gonna be an issue. County fire responds out here often with higher level medical personnel. They're not gonna take a patient away from SCPS, neither are we. In my case, I'm an advanced EMT, so there's some things I can do, that are currently not available with local EMS. That changes the rules a little, but not a whole lot. It's still their patient. We'll do what we can do, what we need to do. And based on that, will depend on who's transporting or whether we're digging in or what we're doing.
I just wanna make sure that if two different entities show up, there's not gonna be a conflict.
There's already 3 showing up. Soon, eventually, Wyoming Medical Center, County Fire, are responding out here too.
Okay.
We're just a little quicker than Casper.
That's great clarification, that's what I was after.
Okay?
Okay, any further public comment from the audience?
Yes, we would like to report, the town of Gardner, or Midwest, sorry, I forgot where I was at.
You've been approved already, Jackie.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to put a motion on that.
It's already been taken care of.
You guys are amazing.
Start digging.
Huh?
Start digging.
Yeah.
Never mind, not that far yet.
But anyway, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited.
We'll start working on that tomorrow. I'll have to, well, it'll probably be Friday. I'll get ahold of the attorney and we'll get advertisements ready to go. Okay.
If there is no further public comment, can I have a motion to adjourn the regular council meeting?
I'll motion to adjourn the council meeting, regular council meeting.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thanks for coming, everybody. Sorry.
Karen, I'll let